Welcome to another episode of I Can Do This. I Got This. Anatomy Review. As we're in another unit now, Unit 4, I thought I'd give you a quick overview of the cranial bones. Now, when we talk about, bones in general, you want to make sure that you are looking at the overview, the skeletal system, that has two divisions, axial division and appendicular division. Now, the skull is within the axial, think about axial for axis or core, like the earth rotates around its core or axis. So axial is pertaining to that region of the skeletal system that is in the core, the skull, the vertebral column, the rib cage, and sternum. Now, when we talk about the skull, it actually has two divisions. We have basically the brain case, and that's the bones that are surrounding the brain. That's the cranial bones. And then we have the facial bones that are basically attached to the cranial bones. So this division, axial skeleton, the skull, and now we're looking at cranial bones. I like to look at these basically, 6 different bones, but we have, pairs of them as well. The first one, the fronds up front, forehead, this is our frontal bone. Just posterior, like this, like the cap, we have what's called the two left and right parietal bones. In the posterior, the back of your head, basically it's the base of the skull. This is the occipital bone. The occipital bone to its anterior, kind of where your ears, think of it like two wheels listening. This is your temporal bones. Now there's a bone that's across the inside. On pictures it looks like a moth or an angry bat. It goes all the way from side to side. It is just posterior to the frontal bone. This is known as the sphenoid bone. Sphenoid. Now the sphenoid bone also has a bone that articulates to it. It is basically in the center, right here. If you were to put your fingers, if your eyes were out of the socket, all the way in, and you would press, you would be pinching on the ethmoid bone. It also has, it's a pneumatized bone. That this is where our olfaction, which is smelling, all those little nerves, the air cavities in that area. Now this is going to be where we have the smell going up through the olfactory nerves, articulating in what we call the olfactory bulb. But anyway, these are the cranial bones. Frontal bone, left and right parietal bones. We have occipital bone. We have left and right temporal bones. That's 6. And then sphenoid bone and ethmoid bone. Kind of get your orientation, what the bones are, where you would see them. Learn this before you learn all the different parts of the bones, because there are a lot of features of each bone. You can look at on my YouTube channel, Dean Shear, I have, or through your online classroom, I have the different videos of more details of each of these, pointing out with a pointer on each bone and the different features. For review, I would recommend you watch that video with pen and paper in hand, turn the sound off, and then try to test yourself as you go through watching the video, and then play it back again and test yourself. What are you missing? What do you need to further review and study? Anyway, like always, this little segment is brought to you by sheerimpact.com.